Hi. And YouTube. Today I'm looking at one of the Zack Events. Zack Event ball jointed dolls. I got them through AliExpress and I got the Bounty Hunter. So I know what I'm getting. Front of the box is mostly a matte box, but with one of the characters' illustrations in a nice glossy finish, as well as the title of the series. And on the bottom we have Yo-type toys made in. The box is mainly blue with a light to dark gradient. On the right side we have character illustrations of all of the dolls. And normal dolls have a 1 in 6 probability, and the hidden has a 1 in 72 probability. And there is a sticker next to the hidden's name for some reason. I don't know what it says. Back of the box, basic info, brand, product name, materials, etc. Top of the box is black with the logo and the Tissot. Left side of the box looks like some quotes of some of the characters, and we have chibi illustrations of all of the characters. Bottom of the box is blue. And I have a sticker from the AliExpress seller. Let's see. This top little instruction guide with the measurements of the doll, and in the back how to do the hair and move the eyes. We have a character card, glossy finish on one side, both sides. The back has the logo Zack Event. And I have some decals for eyes. I have a string puller. And lots of stuff out. So I've got a bunch of extra hands. And sure, these fingers are long. So hands for swapping out clothes. Gripping hands, rocker hands. I'm not sure what this gesture is, but middle finger, pointing finger, and thumb out. Pointing hands, relaxed hands, thumbs ups, and fists. And we have a ginormous hairpiece in solid plastic. And his clothes. Okay, so this is concerning. The doll is packaged in a blister. Here we have a second hairpiece and some mask. Here we have some extra eyes. We have his shoes. They are slightly flexible with a cut in the back. And the doll. His head is wrapped in some plastic. And he has some nice purple eyes. The hole for the ponytails. And the sculpting is Very detailed. We do have a wire in the legs. Now posing. The legs look a bit chunky. Not in a bad way. So posing. The head can move, but it's pretty loose. And snaps right back. No silicone tip, so maybe some sueding will help. Shoulders, all the way up and all the way around. Elbows is double jointed, first degree bend, second bend. We also have a wire. So if you're not careful in moving the wire, then the posing is affected a bit. Wrists on ball joints, all the way back, all the way forward, and all the way around, side to side. Chest, real arcing there, and we do have a lip there, so it stays put. And all the way slouching, it doesn't stay, it does go side to side a bit. Normal side to side is pretty smooth. Thighs, 90-degree bend. We use that wire, we can get it a bit further. We have thigh swirl, and also ledges on the thigh, so you can get these legs up quite high. Double jointed knees, first bend, second bend. Ankles, all the way back, all the way forward, side to side, all the way around. With how loose the head is, I'm surprised the wrists and ankles are so stable, because they also tend to snap back. So, the posing is pretty good. So let's move in on his face a bit. And the hair snaps on pretty easily, and it doesn't come off too easily that you might drop a piece. So let's check out the clothes. First we have his pants. It's in a very plasticky faux leather, and I'm very sure that it's the type that's going to peel. There is a slight texture, and the gloss is printed on. It does close with Velcro. Next up, the shirt. It is laser cut from a red fabric. It feels like kind of like Nisha, but it's definitely a bit thicker. It's nice and stretchy. Then we have his jacket. It's kind of a suede. And we have this little crossroads-ish charm on it. and some rhinestones that look like studs. Definitely a type of suede. Next is accessories. So we have some pieces, stitchy fabric pieces that goes on the wrists. This tiny bell. It goes around his neck. And I'm not sure where this belt is supposed to go. I'm sure of it on. So let's get him diced. And there he is. So, the hardest part of dressing him, I guess, was the jacket, because it feels a bit tight and doesn't seem to fit very well. It is also a tight fit, especially around the cuffs. And the chest joint really is a bit loose when trying to dress him. Fortunately, the pants is way too big. That was probably not the best visual. That's a lot of excess fabric over there. Other than that, it was quite simple to dress. The hands, the wrists do have ledges. You can rest the S-hook on to help switch out the hands easier. And the string puller was very convenient removing the head, since there's very little space for your fingers. Now the difficulty was the shoes. It's a very tight fit. So the quality of the clothes is a bit meh. Not the best, not the worst. It does what it's supposed to do. But please be aware, all his clothes are fabrics and colors that are going to stain. The shoes at least are white on the inside and you just paint it black on the outside. And these fabrics do leak a lot of dye and stain. I didn't mention before that we do have a faux lining for his jacket, but the flap's open, that it doesn't really matter. So I'll be checking out his posing and having fun with him, and I'll get back. And I'm back after a few months. So, any updates? So, despite wearing his clothes for a few months, the only staining is a little bit at the back. It's light orange from the shirt, but nowhere else have I discovered yet. Also, no paint transfer from the mask, which by the way just slides on. So with his pants on, it's almost impossible to get the thigh joint so that you can raise his leg higher, but the swivel does work. His chest joint can get annoying sometimes when you try to use it. Once it was properly in place, it stays. The thread on the rosary broke, even though I didn't play with it that much. I did try to figure out how to position his jacket properly. It does not want to stay put. His elbows are difficult to engage the double joint with, and his hands tend to disappear into his sleeves. The pants wasn't really an issue. Okay. He can balance very well on his feet, as you'll see in the pictures, and despite his long hairpiece being a ginormous piece of solid plastic, he can stand with it without it hanging towards the ground and tilting his head up or down. So it's pretty stable. And if you know me, I like my long hair, so that's staying. And as normal, little choker spell just flops around. So after playing for him with a few months, and not playing with him for a few months, I can say that he's a really nice doll. I'd rate him about, let's say, an 8 out of 10. Because it goes on to the best quality and it does stain, and the fit isn't the best everywhere. But the posing is nice, and the quality of everything else is really nice. He's really fun to play with, and he looks really cute, cool. So for a little bit of size comparison, here is with the 1/8 scale Sugar Eagle stole. And he's also listed as 1/8, so they are pretty nicely scaled, even head wise more or less. And though if the Sugar Eagle head had more hair, it wouldn't be that great. Then 1/8 scale Hallelujah Symphonic Poem doll from Penny's box. Also 1/8 scale, but a lot bigger head, a lot tinier body. So not in scale at all. And it's supposedly 1/8 scale Neo Eden Toys. What's the line called? I'll put it on screen. But she's more like a 1/7 scale. She's very big in comparison. And it's supposedly 1/8 scale Best in Sicily from Heartbeat Bowment, Judong Junji. Very tiny and more like a 1/9 scale, and not at all in scale with our Bounty Hunter. So I'd say he's about 1/8 scale, and he does compare pretty well with these two dolls at least, even if the proportions don't match. And so that was my review, and I hope you enjoyed and that you'll stay tuned for pictures. Bye!